you don't realize that you're Meghan Trainor sometimes.
He says it to me every time we hang out.
You're the
He's
best.
like, you have no idea. Do
Yeah.
you? I'm like, no.
I mean, what does that even mean?
I know. I'm like,
Who knows?
Yeah, like when he first started working with me, he thought I was like this big time artist, bro. He's like,
Well, okay.
I mean,
you're a
kinda have some
superstar.
of
And I'm
it.
like,
You
no,
100%
no,
are.
no.
You want to know something crazy? And I think I told you this. That trip when I was out here and I met Jason and whatever, on my flight back, I listened to Spotify or whatever was the streaming service at the time, and All About That Bass had just came out. Swear to God. And I was like, holy cow, this is what I need to be making, this kind of music.
Wow, really?
And it like totally, I remember being in the airport listening to it. Like, remember that moment. It was so
a lot of
pivotal
people
for me.
have that with that song.
Yeah.
It's great. They're like, I was on this, it was this date,
Yeah.
and I was in this location feeling this.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's so specific.
That's what your
Such an
music
important
does.
song.
You make magic.
Yeah.
I guess I remember when I first heard it on the radio, and I didn't recognize it. I was like, what? Because I never
Where were
liked
you?
it. We were on Nantucket, and we were leaving the dump to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. Because on Nantucket, you bring your trash to the dump.
Right.
And we were on the long roads, and I was like, what's this banger? And I turned it up. I was like, oh, my God. And I was like, oh.
And then
like,
did you turn it all the way up? And
I
just
was like, well, damn. Like,
Yeah.
that's what they hear. It was very low. And I was
Right.
like, oh, shit, what's this? Like,
Wow.
I'd had that moment for the
Wow.
first time with that song. And Ryan, you were like, yeah, see? And I was like, I still don't get it. But I heard, like,
song is
different,
incredible.
you know? And I'm like, this is the radio? What's on this?
yeah.
I lost my shit when I first moved out here, and people were just like blasting it driving around. I was like, what the?
Loud.
Such a smash.
That's what spooky do when you start. Someone sent me a video the other day of someone in the road like blasting "Made You Look."
Yeah.
They're
So
all their
cool.
windows down, just like
That's the shit.
what?
Probably me.
Yeah, here's Gian. I was like, was it my mom?
So cool.
So you put in those 2 weeks, and then he was just like, I'll keep you around.
Day 3, I woke up and he was like, you need to move out here. We need to do this every day. So I was working at a moving
It's like
company.
literally your princess. That's
Literally.
what dreams are made of.
Yeah, literally. I mean, he's made all my dreams come true. Like, he's so important to me. But
Jason.
yeah, 10 years I worked at a moving company. And I remember going back and I was like, guys, I'm done. I'm going to LA. And I was so terrified to quit. And then, yeah,
It's
moved out here
scary.
and that was it. Oh, it's so scary.
Was your mom like, don't do it, or was she like,
She
go
was
ahead?
scared. She was super supportive, but she
Yeah.
later told me, she was like, I was terrified.
I mean,
She's
if
like,
It's
he
insane.
looked
Yeah.
at me, my son looked at me and said, I'm moving to New York to live my dreams. I'd be like, don't
No,
do
you're
it.
not.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't move across the country
Yeah.
for a pipe dream. But you made it.
It was
She's
super
so
scary.
stoked. I
Yeah,
mean,
she
obviously.
is. But I think there's still an element that's like, okay, like, so what's, what are you doing now?
Now
You know?
what? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the tough part about being a writer and producer. When I first came out here, I would just hear horror stories.
Right.
Like, because I was writing with like C-level producers and writers that no one knew and
Right.
had no cuts, and like me.
That changed though when you had bass though, right?
Yeah, but still, like, I liked my people, so I was like, well, I'll just keep writing here, like,
Right,
and this
right.
worked with this person, so I'm just gonna keep writing here. That's all I know. That's been the hardest for me, is like finding other people that are as quick as me, which is annoying because I'm like
You're
obnoxious.
insane.
And then if they
best.
can't keep up, then I'm like, ugh, they're useless, even though they could be amazing, but I'm like, not quick enough, so bye. It's tough. It's tough hanging out with me.
Might need a little more patience.
yeah.
The first day that we worked with Salem, I remember you were like, okay, I'm gonna cut vocals, and then you're like, okay, let's edit them, and I was like sitting in the chair, you're like, get up, and I was like, why?
It's like, can you switch over?
I'm like, I'm a vocal guy, and you're like, get up, and you just like you bodied the whole vocal, and I was
I'm
like,
nice
oh my
about
god,
it, but
you're the
yeah,
best.
I have to like let them know, like, it's okay.
It was
I'm
amazing.
coming in.
It was incredible.
It's just quicker. I just know my voice is.
Yeah.
Get up.
Get up. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
like the
You
vocal.
up.
Nice to meet you. And it's weird because
Cried.
I'm meeting.
This is what I'm supposed to do this part.
Didn't Salem have
Get
to
up.
leave too?
I think so.
She left, and then I was
that.
like, we're rewriting this whole bridge, and then we rewrote the whole
yeah.
ending. I love that song. No one will
I
ever
love
hear
that song.
it. It's called Kissable. It's
But
great.
that dog is so tranquil.
She is a pillow.
She's
She's not real.
She just wants to love. Rue is sitting on Meghan's
It's
lap.
an AI dog.
My
Yeah, she just likes
doggy.
hanging out.
She feels the baby. I'm pregnant. Anyway,
So you have the pleasure. You're one of the ones that she kept
The
around.
chosen.
You're a
Honored.
chosen one.
Yes.
mostly
wh-
for your dad jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
What
getting
it-
better.
What is it like working with Meghan? And yeah, so you said she's like super fast at what she does.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's different in this business.
Yeah.
It's usually not that case.
I think also you are so sure of who you are, which I think is not only a musical thing, but an internal thing. And I think that makes the job so much more fun, where you're not like trying to be somebody else. You're like, I'm Meghan. This is what I do. This is what I love. This is who I am.
I never feel like I'm like that. I'm like,
She's probably the most unsure person besides me.
Like,
I am the most unsure.
Is
And then she's just like,
Runs in the fam.
yeah, we're like,
fake it till you make it.
I literally, made you look chorus in the shower, and I went to the gym with him. I was like, is this garbage?
Yeah, she's on the
Unbelievable.
treadmill. She's just like, I can have my Gucci. I
It's
was like,
insane.
Yeah. Fire.
I feel like
Send
every
it. Do
every
it. Get out of the
session
gym.
was that.
Go.
Yeah. I feel like every
No,
session
I
was
did
like
my
that.
homework. It
Yeah.
was the first time in my whole career that every single song got a yes.
It's
Like
incredible.
I came in with the idea of a chorus and was like, "What do you think of this?" And every single
Yeah.
time, no matter who it was, they were like, "We're writing that today." And
Yeah.
I was
Well,
like, "Oh, thank fuck."
Then I would get into my head being like, are they only saying yes
I know,
because
dog.
of Meghan Trainor?
No, bro, that's why I came to you and was like, "Is this trash?" Before I bring it to them, and they go,
I'm the secret
"Sure."
weapon.
Ah,
Yeah, dude, because you'll
like
never
that.
yes man me.
Yeah, I tell you.
I tell people that, and they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, my brother's a dick." Like he'll tell me, he'll be like, "You look fucking
I mean,
crazy." right
and
now.
I'll be wrong though.
He
on
walked
this,
in
on this latest
because-
one.
No, that was the only time you were wrong, and I
What do you
knew
mean?
why you were wrong.
But I
From
go. I trust
Wait.
you. I'm gonna give you time.
I almost just said it.
I know,
We're not allowed to.
no, we can't.
But the
I'm
next
like,
single-
I'm gonna give her time because I know that she's
on
a
the
mastermind.
song coming out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck off.
Because it is
But then I was
for-
like, ooh, the fact that I don't like it
Right,
because
right.
of what it's
I
about.
wrote it
I
for
go,
you.
oh, okay.
Isn't
she
this
might be onto
out? But
something.
when it's out,
The song Mother.
Mother. I'm literally mother right now.
Yeah, wait, is it I Am Your? It's just
No,
Mother.
it's mother.
Right.
Right. So I always play my ideas for Ryan
Yeah.
before I show my producers
Right.
because I know he'll say, and they might say, "You're amazing, Megan."
was that me?
Yeah. Yeah, you're amazing.
I feel
And-
seen.
Scene. And so I sang Mother.
It was
and
at the kitchen table.
I wrote it in my glam chair when I was getting glam done, and I knew I needed a 4 on the floor because I don't
Right.
have
Yeah.
any of those on the album. And I knew it needed to be upbeat and dancey. And I was like, I wish it was like Sandman, like bum dun 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 dun. I am your mother, bitch. You listen to me, bitch. Stop all them explaining. No one says a name, bitch. You know.
And I was just like, ugh.
Maybe
yeah.
nobody-
So I banged on
Done,
the table
I'm over
and I
it.
sang to him, and he's like, no.
I was like, ugh.
I was like, well, you're a straight white man, and you're supposed to hate it.
Yeah. And then
You're
I'm
a
like,
straight annoying man.
ooh, wouldn't it be a sick fucking trick by Meghan to have me love that song? And that's exactly what she did. Because she works, you worked with J Train and Gian, and you made the sickest beat of all time, and all like,
Oh, that
Shout out to
night.
J Train.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that night I was like, Jaybird, come with me. I'm going to record 60 vocals because the
Yeah.
whole chorus is like
It's incredible.
lullabies
Yeah.
of 8 different vocals, gang vocals, and they're like the lead as well. And I'm doing it and it's sounding weird, but I was like, J Train, just like, give me 4 more tracks. Like, I promise it's going to come together. And I watched him go, oh, I hear it. And
Yeah.
then he made that sub bass with the kick. And I was like, exactly, Justin.
When we came in, Sean and I came in, and you played it for us, and you and Jay had gone. It was like,
I was
woo!
so nervous,
Oh,
dude.
so good.
But I knew because he came down later that night and was like, oh, I hear it now.
yeah, I was,
And
like,
I was like,
oh fuck.
yeah.
And I
and
could
was-
not stop singing it. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hated the fact that it was stuck in my head. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah, you're like,
She got
oh,
me.
it's stuck. Yeah, and then I was
It's a
like,
banger.
I told everyone, I was like, it makes them mad, and that's
Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's the purpose of it.
Yeah.
so good.
So I knew it was good.
And then I just, yeah, I'm fucked. I'm
And
just
then the
walking-
next day, like, yeah, you and J Train, my younger brother, produced it together,
Yeah.
and Sean Douglas and you helped me like fill out the verses.
Yep.
Because I was like, these got to be like rappy but banging and say
Right.
something important.
Right.
And y'all taught me what C-SPAN was because I was like, meh.
I love that line.
It's the best line.
Yeah, it's so good.
What is that line?
Like an old man. on C-
Yeah, you got to learn how to do it like my husband does. He ain't trying to control me or own me like the old man on C-SPAN.
It's just like,
I was like, what's a
C-SPAN?
C-SPAN? And then they taught me, and I was like, oh, it's perfect.
So good.
Yeah.
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 You know what you're doing, dude. You know what you're doing.
The best.
And I knew if I was just like, I'll just give her time. And then what I did for you is I gave you a little fire in your belly. You're like, oh, fuck it. I'll show
It
Ryan.
angered me,
I'll show
brother.
Ryan.
It angered me to do more vocals.
It
And I
sounded
brought it together.
sick.
That
It's so
song
fun
is a
doing
lot.
vocals with you because you'll do them and sometimes like, I don't know about that harmony. Then you're like,
Really?
give me 2 minutes. And you add another one, you add another one. You're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like crazy.
He's in there, he's
nuts.
like,
Yeah.
It's all excited.
Go.
Go,
Yeah.
Megan, go.
Yeah,
I do
you're just
announce,
like
like-
10 steps ahead.
I
Yeah,
do
for
announce
sure.
like a rubbing note is coming, where it's like
Right.
a weird
Yeah.
harmony, and I'm like, but it will make sense in a
Right.
minute. 1 second.
And we're just like, oh, and then we're like, woo. Yeah.
Is that a nightmare for producers and engineers though to have so many fucking vocal tracks? Like,
It's
that shit
amazing.
is annoying.
No, because
That's
she
a
sings
trick.
it good, so
Some
you don't
people
even have to
can't
do
do
much.
their own backgrounds.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
true.
Some people can't double their vocal. And
Yeah.
I do 4 in a row and then go next, you know.
It's
Speedy.
crazy.